All right, what's up, y'all? Happy Friday, Facebook Live, and we're going to do this quick video on how to lose at a listing appointment so that you can possibly win in the future. Now, this isn't how to lose a listing appointment. This is how to be a loser if you were not the agent who is chosen to be the listing agent at the time that the seller makes the decision. So, number one, put your ego aside. Look, you lost, bro. Brothers and sisters, you lost the appointment. You're not as badass as you thought you were. It hurts, it stings, and guess what? If you go on enough competitive listing appointments, if you're hitting a lot of FSBOs and you're hitting a lot of expireds, you're going to be losing appointments. And there's a lot to learn from losing these appointments, but you can also win in the long run if the other agent who they chose fucks it up. And this happens a lot. So here are some things that I do to try to win that listing in the future if the other agent screws it up. And sometimes they screw it up before the home even hits the market. So here are the things I do. Number one, you lose the listing appointment, call them and congratulate them on their decision. First of all, make it really simple and easy for them to have a conversation with you by calling them and saying, hey, congratulations on your decision on who you chose as a listing agent. I'm disappointed that I couldn't represent you in this property. Put your ego aside, make it all about them, congratulating them on their decision. Ask for feedback. Try to find out what it was during that listing presentation that maybe you did not connect with them on so that you can learn something moving on in the future. Sometimes you guys are going to find out all these things you think you may have fucked up on a listing appointment are actually just in your mind. And they come out and they say, well, you know, we didn't tell you, but actually my wife was dead set on using this person no matter what because it's her hairdresser and I made her interview at least one other agent. We really liked you, but we're still going to have to go with this person. Stuff like that happens all the time. So guess what you do? You keep up with the listing. And when hairdresser Sally fucks up the listing or doesn't get the photos right or doesn't write a description or leaves doors unlocked and she's not answering the phone, going on vacation all summer long like a lot of agents do, they are going to remember that you called them, you congratulated them, you left the door open, you had no ego, you were easy to talk to about an uncomfortable situation, and keep up with what's happening in their listing, because that listing, a lot of times, not a lot of times, but has a good chance that it's also going to expire and come off the market or fall out of escrow. And when it does, and you were the person who was nice and kind and receptive and had no ego about them choosing another agent, they're going to do the lazy thing, which is go to the next person who they thought should have earned the listing, and they're not going to start interviewing other agents if you presented yourself well. Now, if you just sucked on a listing presentation, you might not be able to win it back, but always leave the door open. Follow with what's happening in their listing. I remember I did get a listing back after I lost it on an appointment to somebody who had a relationship with the realtor. They wanted to give them one more shot at listing the property. Went into escrow, fell out of escrow, but when it went into escrow, I wrote them a handwritten note. Hey, congratulations on getting your home into escrow. I've been keeping up with your property. You know, we're excited to see you finally get it sold. It fell out of escrow. Guy calls me after it falls out of escrow. We fired our real estate agent. We thought it was really classy of you for writing us that handwritten note, giving us a card. Even though we didn't choose you, we want you to represent us on the property. And we went ahead, got it sold, and then we got 3 other properties sold for them at the same time. So guys, be a good loser when you go out on these appointments. I know it sucks. I get it. It sucks, and sometimes the reasoning for not picking you is total bullshit, but it makes sense to them. Whatever the reason is that's important to them, congratulate them on their decision. Leave that door open. Put your ego aside, and then keep up with what's happening on the listing if it's a property that you really want to sell and people that you really want to work with. And it doesn't happen a lot, but when it does, you're going to be the next person that they call. So hopefully that stuff helps you guys get some more listings that you possibly lost and get some more return on those expired and FSBO business. If you're out there competing a lot, you're going to lose listings if you're out there competing on listing appointments. So if you're getting them all by referrals, well, that's a different game. You're not going to lose too often. This is for the competitors out there. All right, you guys have a good weekend. We'll see you Monday.